Yeah. Right. Should we go?
Yeah.
Yeah. Hello, and welcome to In the Court of the Wenton King, the underappreciated scholars who shit on people who know less than us. And here we are with this, just like the Beatles, track 1, side 1. Beethoven, 5th Symphony, track 1, side 1. And... that song, it sounds a bit like if Rick Wakeman took over the songwriting in Yes and John Anderson had an accident. That's kind of what it would sound like. So yes, very uncommon, but yeah, I'm not impressed by that first song, to be honest. I've never been a fan of that first song, but we won't talk about that. This is the follow-up album, because they're famous now, so it's what will they do next album. So they've had lots of money to make a good album, etc. I think the opening track is weak, if I'm honest. But they make a point of following it with something really proggy, and you've got 2 proggy songs, and then another song which is, I think, works quite well, in that it's Iron Maiden chords and then he did something. Any of that first song's rubbish. I don't get it, but it must just be me. Jack Black doesn't agree. Some good stuff, some awesome stuff, some really banal stuff. It just doesn't feel like an album. It doesn't flow. The songs themselves, some of them, there's almost a sieg, and yet it feels really bitty and unfocused. A lack of focus. A good bit of epic at the end, I think Magnum Opus is better than the Opus on here, the epic on here, because Left Overture itself is probably a much more focused album. No pun intended, I have no focus albums.
Oh, it's my turn, is it?
Yeah.
I mean, this is the last one we're doing, and this, it's quite a famous album. We openly admit, or I thought you admit on the last video that maybe we've done this wrong. We've done Kansas wrong.
Yeah, we've done the wrong album.
We've done the wrong albums, because I have to admit, you've been saying for a long time, we've got to do Kansas at some point. We must do Kansas.
Mm.
Kansas. And I'm thinking, okay, this is core prog. We must understand and enjoy this to be progsters. And yet we've come to it, and it's a little bit.
It's all right.
It's all right, yeah. I mean, there are bits in it that sound genuinely like Genesis and genuinely like Yes, which is good. But it's still got that relentless sort of must keep going, must keep the tempo.
Rock on.
Must keep going. No. And you think, there's that thing that sort of that Kansas do that. I mean, they're later out. You think of something like the Prelude Implicit. It's a bit like a arena rock sort of quasi arena rock, where they've kind of
But with prog.
Yeah, the prog's kind of it's like an adornment or a bit of icing on the cake rather than
we've got to do this
decoration rather than fundamental to the music.
Yeah, okay, we'll do a bit of prog now just to keep us prog, and then we'll go back into doing AOL.
But it's hard to you can't really criticise them that much because it's some good stuff.
It's really good, really accomplished,
yeah,
fantastically performed. I've got to be honest here with this album. Now, I've never been a fan of this album. And now I've actually listened to it, I'm more of a fan now, giving it a bigger chance. But really, honestly, I've been listening to the Dixie Dregs instead, if I'm honest. So sorry, but I did listen to it in the last couple of days, and I did realise that there's proggy stuff on there, and it's almost you don't notice. I mean, The Spider is like an ELP thing, but obviously timbrally, it's wider because you've got violin and guitar and stuff rather than just. And that's great. I think there's filler on there. Shall we talk about Dust in the Wind?
Yeah.
Yeah. It has been parodied, obviously. There's, have you seen a Whiff of Kansas video? It's Dust in the Wind, but about farts, made by some band. I don't know if you saw it. I'll post it on Facebook. And it's in Bill and Ted 1. I thought it was when they're talking to God when they've kidnapped Death.
That's.
And Every Rose Has a Thorn, which is
Poison.
I didn't say Python. Temperate. Python. I thought they quoted Dust in the Wind there. They don't. No, it's when they're talking to Socrates and they're trying to persuade Socrates. Wind was dust in the wind. Dust, wind, dude. And he said, dust. Yeah. And then so basically they've changed history, and now Bill and Ted are gods.
So great.
Yeah. Actually, it's a really good song, and it is a classic rock song like The Boys Are Back in Town or something, or Carry On. It is a really good song. But obviously it's very difficult to take seriously because of that. But that's not something. It was like Stairway to Heaven. Stairway to Heaven is fantastic just because it became this thing, and it became almost comedy because it was so serious, and it doesn't mean it's not amazing,
Oh, Stairway. Deny.
Proper classic rock. I just love the sound of the band more than the songs. The sound of them is just fantastic, and my favourite bits are when they're playing, they're jamming. The sound of the guitar. Kerry Livgren's tone is fantastic. He actually has a really nice guitar tone. I don't think he gets the due for that. Probably because he became religious. That's probably what people focus on, unfortunately. And I suppose he ruined Kansas with his religion. So that's why he was sort of, go away, stop it. Someone commented that there's an American thing here, which we won't get, in the same way Selling England or something like that has an English thing that they won't get.
Right.
And that's really interesting. But whatever that is, that might explain why we think it's really good, but we're kind of removed from it.
Yeah.
And yet, I was like, I can't be bothered with this. Oh, put Dixie Dregs on. Yeah, Dixie Dregs. So whatever that isn't on the Dixie Dregs, it's on Kansas. So I don't know. Obviously there's loads of Euro stuff in Dixie Dregs as well. I love the bluegrass and all that. Dixie Dregs is all styles of music at once, and this is much more tasteful than that, I suppose, isn't it? But tasteful isn't necessarily exciting.
No, I kind of agree with you. I had a sort of similar listening experience. It felt a bit, I've got to listen to Kansas now. But I assume that was a post-PFM theme.
That's a lot of it.
Yeah. But we're 3 albums on from that now.
We are.
We're a little bit removed. We had a bit of a week's break in recording these videos, and I still feel.
I've always felt like that about this album though, and always liked Mask. And the fans always say, well, Mask is a bit. There's some fantastic bits, but it's a bit more. We need to hear Song for America. I should have bought that, and we should have done that album. And everyone says, oh, it's better than Mask. Sorry, it's too late now. We're not changing it.
Well, maybe we'll do it another time. A future instalment.
Yeah, maybe one day I'll buy it and I'll think, oh my god,
this is amazing. Yeah. I don't know if we've got anything else to say about it, really.
We don't have anything else to say about it, I don't know how long that is, but I was a bit concerned there's not much to say.
It feels quite...
I haven't written much on the iPad. Well, we're going to do the song list, so it's alright.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, so we're going to do the song list. That's it now.
Yeah, so the playlist is up. We didn't spend a lot of time on it. 40 minutes, so I think Shane Anthem is the one that's not on there that would maybe have been on there, but it's 41 minutes, so that's that. I give this album, it is still 3 eggs. I think, I would have assumed that Overture's a better album, but I wonder if giving this more time, maybe this would have been a 4 egg album and it would have been better than Left Overture, but at the moment it's a 3 egg album and it's the same as Left Overture at the moment for me.
Yeah, I can't... Anything that was a bit of a chore to listen to,
it's difficult to egg.
You can't really give it any more than 3 eggs.
So yeah, that was Kansas. We have failed to review Kansas. So next week we're going to fail to review someone else. And we're going to discuss who it is, and we're not going to tell you until next week. Surprise! See you then.
I might do a Twitter clue.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. At Wenton King as to what we're going to review next. So our 2 followers will be ahead of the game.
Yeah.
So Mitchell Lawson, one of our best video viewers ever, asked for a shout out. So there you go, Mitchell Lawson. Thanks for watching.
Very cool.
Yeah. Yeah, actually, cool Twitter picture.
Yeah.
Maybe you could do your comment in Nadsat for this week. That'd be cool.
God bless all of you.
Yeah. Till next week.
Bye.
Bye.